In case you were wondering what Democrats should actually be attacking Trump for, this headline will say it all. Number of uninsured Americans increased by over 3 million in Trump's first year. So there you go. You know, Trump, the one thing Trump will not stop bragging about, and this is embarrassing, is the stock market. He keeps saying, oh, the Dow, record high, record high. Hey, jackass, might want to pump your brakes a little bit. We're in a gigantic, colossal bubble. It's going to burst. This is the same as the Roaring 20s. This is the same as 2006 and 2007, right before everything came crashing down. You did tax cuts for the rich, tax cuts for corporations, and deregulation. This is the same thing we've seen over and over and over throughout history. Boom, bust cycles when you do that. Roaring 20s, same thing happened. Under Reagan, same thing happened. Under Bill Clinton and then George W. Bush, same thing happened because they did the same policies that you're doing, and it's the same thing over and over. So stop bragging about that because it's going to crash, and then everybody knows that once the market crashes, he'll go, Obama, this was Obama's fault. Weird. You took credit when things were good, but then when things go bad, you're going to turn around and blame Obama. Hear me now, quote me later, save this video and come back and look at it when that happens because it's a guarantee that that's going to happen. Now, so he brags about that, but the Democrats don't have a response. They're just like, you said shithole. Something about Russia. Yeah. That's the Democrats' response, which is pathetic, because this guy is a disaster through and through. We're bombing 8 different countries right now. He's warrantless spying on everybody. His administration is packed with Goldman Sachs officials. His tax plan, which they pass, has a 33% approval rating. It raises taxes on everybody making $75,000 a year or less over a decade. So you have so much ammunition to attack this guy. They don't know how to do it effectively. And now here's another attack. Do you have any idea how much I would use this as a bludgeon over his head? 3 million people lost health insurance under your administration. 3 million people. And then he'll turn around, and again, what'll he try to do? Blame Obama. No, bitch. You own it. You want to know why you own it? Because you did policies affecting the insurance market. You did countless executive orders. You got rid of the individual mandate in your tax bill. You know, you got rid of 90% of the advertising budget for Obamacare, which suppresses signups. You know, as a result of your policies, the Congressional Budget Office said there's going to be a 20% increase in uninsured people. You own this. Your policies have done this. 100%. So, but the Democrats, again, fucking crickets. So let me give you some more information. The number of uninsured Americans in 2017 saw its largest single-year increase since the implementation of the Affordable Care Act's coverage expansion, according to Gallup data released Tuesday. According to the Gallup Share Care Wellbeing Index, the number of Americans without health insurance rose by 1.3 percentage points in 2017, representing about 3.2 million people. Among those who saw the biggest decline in coverage were people between the ages of 18 and 25, as well as Black and Hispanic people and individuals with an annual household income of less than $36,000. The number of uninsured people fell to a record low in the final quarter of 2016, dropping to just 10.9%. Despite the increase in 2017, the percentage of people without insurance is still low compared to its peak of 18% in the third quarter of 2013, just before Obamacare, or the ACA's coverage expansion, took effect. So isn't that sad? We have 10.9%, or is that the record low? The number of uninsured people fell to a record low in the final quarter. Oh, dropping to just 10.9%. Yeah, that was the record low. Even under the peak of Obamacare, when all of it was intact, we had 10.9% of the country uninsured. That's a record low in the United States. But that's still 1 out of every 10 people that doesn't have health insurance. That's nothing to brag about. In fact, that's fucking embarrassing. You know how many people aren't covered in Canada? 0. You know how many people aren't covered in Norway or Sweden, Denmark, Australia, the UK, France? 0. So we're not even talking about, maybe there's some people uninsured, but it's not even 1%. No, literally 0 people that are uninsured. Everybody's insured. Everybody. We have 10.9%. And they're like, that was when we were at a record low. Isn't that wonderful? No, it's fucking terrible. But now that number's ticking up. That's so indicative of your choices in America. Your choices are, you could have 10.9% of people uninsured. That's what you get under the Democrats and their incrementalism approach to politics. And under the Republicans, you can go fuck yourself and die. Those are your choices. 10% of people uninsured or like 20% of people uninsured. Now, another point to make about this is the biggest decline, like it said right here in the middle, is people between the ages of 18 and 25, mostly black and Hispanic individuals with a household income of $36,000 a year or less. So, young people of color affected negatively by Trump's policies. But where are the Democrats? Again, I don't hear the Democrats saying 3 million people, 3.2 million people lost health insurance. Maybe we should move to Medicare for all and fix all of this. I don't hear the Democrats saying that because they're not saying it. So all they want to do, we just covered the story. Cory Booker did a long rant about Trump. He said shithole countries, and that's bigoted. You're a bigot, sir. But he never ties it to policy. Here you have an issue where people of color are disproportionately impacted in a negative way by Trump's policies, and you're nowhere to be found. I'm losing hope. You got to elect strong populist left-wingers. Whether they're Democrats and they're running as Justice Democrats, whether they're in the fucking Green Party or they're Democratic Socialists or they're Independents, whatever they are, elect people who are right on the policies, who will fight for the policies. Because what we have now is a grandstanding Democratic Party that half agrees with Trump and only attacks him on useless shit that has no implication to it, no policy implication to it. We have a weak, hollowed out Democratic Party that's a corporate shell of what it could be. And then we have monstrous Republicans. If the Democrats really wanted to improve people's lives, you take this story about 3 million people losing health insurance, you take the facts of however many percentage of people are not insured, you bludgeon the Republicans over the head with it, you say, you fucking own this, you got rid of even our incremental improvements under Obamacare, well, we're not playing around anymore, and we're not here to do incrementalism anymore, we're here to do Medicare for all. And you use that as an election issue and you ride a giant wave in the next election to victory, and then you make people's lives better by implementing those policies. But they won't do it because we're in a perpetual nightmare where we're caught between two wings of the same party. It's the business party. It's the corporatist party. We have one party in the U.S. It's the corporatist party. And you have one party says, hey, we're corporatists, but we don't despise black people, Hispanic people, people of color, and immigrants, and gay people. We don't despise minorities, but we're corporatists. The other party says we do despise minorities, and we're corporatists. Those are the options you have in the U.S., which is why the Democrats don't take an issue where they have a clear political winner and fight on it. I haven't heard a single Democrat say 3 million people lost health insurance. I haven't heard a single Democrat say it. Say it, fight. Say it, fight. But you can't, because in order to fight, you'd have to say, I know the solution is Medicare for all. It's hard to fight for that solution when you don't really believe in it.